All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Something Cafe. Welcome back again after forgetting to record. But hey, we have a guest on for today's episode 31. We have Steen. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, my name's Steen, David Steen. I am a music artist living in Orlando. I'm originally from the Cayman Islands. I'm a digital media production major at Florida State, and I'm very excited to come on today.
Awesome. Dude, I remember the first time that I met you, I was really confused because your name, like Steen, is so like my full name is Celestino, and back at home, no one knew me by Celestino. It was only Stino. Like Stino was like to the point where people didn't even know I had a full name. So when I first met you, I was really confused because I was like, because we met at it was at Keith Andy's like music review session,
the hippie lounges, yeah.
And I thought when he said Steen, I was like, oh shit, is he calling up me? Is this someone else? And then you had the name Steen, and then since then it's just really threw me off every single time. Yeah. But okay, so Steen is your last name, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, back home, everyone just called me Steen.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I growing up, I kind of went through many names. My aunt called me Davy Crockett, but
well, that's not very similar.
No. Had like some people like call me by my like middle name. It's like so it's like Biani is one of them, and so they call me Barney.
Okay.
But everyone like in my high school just called me Steen. It just become a meme. And since I went to university, I kind of got more nicknames as well. So like Steeno. So like
seriously,
yeah, Steeno's one of them. Yeah,
that's so weird.
So Steeno,
gosh, that's so
Steeny,
weird.
Steeny boy,
Steeno,
Steener.
Steener's wild. Steener's wild.
Yeah. So, but yeah, everyone just calls me Steen, pretty much. At least in Orlando. I mean, my friends would, it's like closest would just call me David. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like that. Steen is what I know you as. Wow. Yeah. Steeno is not, because when I moved here to Florida, so like I'm originally from Illinois, and when I moved here to Florida, like I tried to drop Steeno just because like that's what everyone called me back at home, like every single person. And when I moved here, it's like, okay, like this is more professional now. I'm here for school. I'm here for music. I'm here, like I need to settle on something that people can Google and like you'll find my stuff. And I was like, there's nothing more original than Celestino Dooley. Like there's no one else has that.
Yeah, I think you're the only person I know whose name's Celestino.
Yeah, that's the only person.
Sometimes when like just talking about you in passing, I refer to you as Cel.
Yeah. I mean that's Celestino. Like it's really interesting because like I've never met anyone else with my name, and I mean I've been pretty successful with keeping the Steno not popular down here, just because when you Google Steno or Steno Dooley, you don't find anything, but when you Google the full name, like that's when everything comes up, right? So we met at Keith Andy's is a producer, mix engineer, recording engineer,
certified G.
Seriously, he's a really talented man. Do you know the credits off the top of your head?
I knew that he was in the record industry for I think 40 years.
Yeah.
And he worked with some names like Prince was one of them, Michael Jackson for a time.
Babyface.
Babyface, yeah. I mean, I heard about him through this other person named Blacklist Society. His name's Nico. I think right now, currently, he's based in Hollywood. Yeah, I got to meet him at JICA Creative
Gotcha.
Studios.
Yeah.
That was the first like hippie lounge that I ever went to. And then I think it was in June 2022. I kept going to them, and that's when I ran into you. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, you listened to one of my songs on my first album. It's called Room, and I liked your feedback very much.
I don't even remember.
No, it was because so you're very much, at least from what like you told me that night, was like you're very much into like kind of narrative storytelling songs. So like stuff like say Story by NF or anything like that has like a kind of pushes a kind of message to it, or really tells you something about the artist.
Right.
And you did say that that was one of your favorite songs from that night. One of your favorites.
Oh yeah, no, like it was easily my favorite song of that night. Like it was one of those things where sometimes with artists, especially like in the scene that we're in, where it's all independent for the most part. It's all smaller people, you know. It's all people doing stuff out of their rooms and stuff. I mean, it sucks to say, but it's kind of hard sometimes to find someone that there's a difference between, like, your friends will say, listen to my music, and you listen to it, and maybe this is just me, but I don't know, man. I only have a few people in my life that are my actual friends, and their music is actually music that I listen to on repeat. Like it's not that all my others friends' music is bad. It's just not. It's not my vibe. It's not my genre. But since I was a really big fan of NF when I was younger. That, like you said, the really narrative rap. Yeah. And would you would say almost like aggressive rap, but not like mean rap. Just it's got a lot of energy.
Yeah. There was. I mean, I get compared to NF a lot, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No,
I do like the comparison.
It's a very good.
It's a very good one. It's a very good thing to be compared to someone so great. But I think for me, I kind of just like to yell.
Yeah.
That's mostly just me. It's not like also. I guess recording is just a way of me just letting out steam.
Oh, for sure.
To be honest, it's like I rap in like a kind of aggressive way, not because I'm like, I guess you can say it's pimped up rage or just like suppressive rage, but it's always to service, I guess, to actually have the person kind of listen to what I want, what I'm trying to say. Or if it like fits the tone enough. And sometimes I'm like, go more like chill rapping, but most of the time it's like a hard beat, it's ignorant. Then I would, put on I would raise my voice and like put on more like, like angry kind of tone to like just push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's momentum in the song. Yeah. And I agree, like it's not meant to be mean, it's not meant to be like 6ix9ine Tekashi type of rapping. It's just how you're delivering it. It could be indicative of what you're rapping about. So I just wanted to go through. Your music is on Spotify.
It's on all platforms. So yeah, Spotify.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Sometimes you would be surprised, man. You would ask someone like someone who performs and works a lot on music, and you'll say, "Oh, can I find your music anywhere?" And they say like YouTube and SoundCloud. Which, I mean, everyone has to start somewhere, but at the same time, it's like
when that actually happened recently. I was I was in Tallahassee. And I was driving some friends home, and one of my friends brought like some girlfriends along, and she just looks at me and goes, "Oh, you're the SoundCloud rapper, right?" And
Awesome.
I'm like, okay,
Awesome.
that's great. That's great, man. And
My
I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I make
That's-
music. I mean, I have no ill vibe towards that towards that title, but
You're
yeah,
the SoundCloud rapper.
it is on
my gosh.
SoundCloud. I mean, I'll give you
Oh,
that.
right. So looking
yeah.
at your top 5, I just now I don't want to play anything because do you have anything copyrighted?
For Drifting in Limbo, everyth's copyrighted.
Yeah,
But everything else, no.
but everything else will be copyrighted in the future.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
I can go around that.
True. But yeah,
But
so yeah, I guess how like if we were to play some of your music and in a year you copyrighted it and it got dinged, could you, the owner, like waive that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
We are playing some. So I want to ask you which, because I want the people listening to really get like the sampler pack for some of your songs. Tell me which one, if someone were to ask you, Steen, what song should I listen to first? Which song would that be?
I would say the my favorite one would have. I'm not gonna go to Drifting in Limbo. I don't think. We were actually just listening to my recent EP, like on the road here. I would say my favorite one currently would have to be Space. Yeah.
Space?
Yeah. That would be. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. So I made a music video for that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I finished that up.
Dude.
I finished. I filmed it in Tallahassee, but I finished editing it when I was in London.
Is it it out?
Oh yeah, it's out,
Dude,
Yeah.
awesome. Let's just take a look at that, man.
I think if you search up Steen also on like YouTube or anything, you'll find some Norwegian guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Good deal.
You have one new voice message and one saved message.
Is this the
New
UCF?
message.
That's a FSU campus. Yeah.
David, I told you that I'm tired about hearing how sad you are every single day expecting me to do something about it. You're a fucking asshole. I hate seeing your face, hearing your name, and I'm sick of your bullshit. Don't call me or text me until you get your shit together.
My heart is a world that's filling with poison, leading the way. It's been kicking my bones and making a hole inside of my brain. I've been spilling my trauma, not looking to harm you, but I never knew that it caused you to break. If this is the rhythm of life, and it's time to go find my own space. Toxic, animal, monster, whatever labels he can think of for me, he can take a pen and fill the box full. Wanna be out my sight, cause he gotta see out my mind. You are not a saint, too much in your plate, I am not amazed. My, you are not a perfect bitch. You just wanna see me burn. The worst mistake I made was saying, okay, I think this'll work. I could've just stayed away. Whatever we had should've wasted away in the dirt below. Forgive me the day I gave a second chance. They wanna put me in a hearse. I am at the worst when I am living for the highlights. My soul takes a little toll, put me in a hole. Only when the price right, I be falling right off of a skyline. Got decked by a truck, left in the dust. All I can see were the bright lights. Even God is giving me side eyes. My heart is a world that's filling with poison, leading the way. It's been kicking my bones and making a hole inside of my brain. I've been spilling my trauma, not looking to harm you, but I never knew that it caused you to break. If this is the rhythm of life, then it's time to go find my own space. I choke all my words, no weight off my shoulders. You fake all your closure, you wrap it in plastic. Tragic, acting like a captive. When your madness really flapping, then it snaps and you go batshit. Classic, go manic. I'm like Hitchcock, make my bitch watch all your episodes and your TikTok. She be telling jokes when you TikTok. I'm in circles like a wristwatch, but we ain't no different. We take a minute for a pit stop, cause the life that we living is having a strip and a swerving around in a ditch now. Rip out my heart, don't rip out my soul. You can twist up my arteries inside. I know that nobody can tear up my body without taking a piece out my core. My heart is a world that's filling with poison, leading
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Wow. Dude, that music video is incredible.
Yeah. Shout out to Max Warren.
My
he made
gosh.
the beat and also helped with the recording. But yeah.
Okay, so Max Warren is the producer?
Yeah, he's the producer.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the mastermind behind all
Wow,
the beats.
wow. Dude, that music video is incredible, man.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends make music videos, and this is the best one I've ever seen. Seriously.
Yeah, it took
My
some time. It took some
gosh.
time. It probably.
Wow.
I think we've started recording in February and then
Yeah.
finished editing by the time June came around.
June, wow.
Yeah, because finals were coming up, and also I was in England,
sure.
so I was traveling a lot. But yeah, that was all. The editing was all done by me.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, it was. That was a really good passion project of mine.
Seriously, man.
Yeah.
My gosh, man. That
Mm-hmm.
that's really incredible. The song is great.
Mm-hmm.
The song is great. I love, and the what an awesome beat that guy produced for
Yeah.
you, man.
It was. I mean,
wow.
the kit is what kind of hooked me on to like that beat specifically was
Yeah.
just like the kick pattern.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
it's not like what I would usually use. It's very like kind of jumpy. It's like kind of was it jittery at some points, which I
Yeah,
actually kind of
yeah.
liked because it kind of just went along with like what the message was kind of was like it's like. I need I wrote this song at a place where I was like very. It's about an ex, obviously, of
Right.
mine, and I always had like trouble really kind of just putting into words how I felt, and every time I would kind of like bring up the conversation, I was always like stop myself in my tracks or
Absolutely.
just kind of repeat myself. My fucking brain would wire off,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it came out very well. I was surprised at myself, to be honest. I'm not even. I don't
incredible.
really sing that often.
Really?
No, I don't. I'm not a singer. As much as I try to be, I'm not. I know you did the opera.
You sound like a singer. Man. Seriously, like in that song, I took it as it was. I mean the way that you just sang on that song really it gives me the impression that you are, and that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what else do we got here, man?
On there, I'm pretty sure my entire EP's on there. Then I have 222. That's my most recent single.
I want to look at another music video. Something for
The other one was that
I'm Not
it would
Afraid?
be I'm Not Afraid. That's the first one I ever did.
Okay, the first music video.
First music video I ever did. Yeah.
Awesome. What
That
is
was
it?
in 2022.
11 months ago. Yeah.
That was 2022.
Let's check it out.
He's done things where he talked about his depression.
It's Keith Andes in the intro.
Everything is all. That's why I say
Yeah.
he's free. That's an artist. He's not afraid.
I'm not afraid of people who get up inside of my brain. I'ma be honest, I wanted to share this to the world so they can admire my pain. I'm not afraid. I'm rapping the shit so they feel the same. Passing the mazes of battle, go pick up your paddles, cause I'ma be setting a wave. Man, I never really wanna stay up in the nosebleeds. Better than I do a performance for every row. If you never put the effort, go ahead and blow me. I'ma show them all that I'm popping like coke. Eat up the bread, I be reaping the most. Be at the net, I be creeping the post. Knee and some head in the benz with no teeth like a ghost. It's my life when I live like a goat. Someone get the paparazzi, I'm a kamikaze. For whatever these bitches say, poppy top me, copping body yaddies. Do you copy? I'm a walkie-talkie, man, I make it choppy like I'm taking a shit in the porta potty. It's a hobby where I can be seeing myself right on top of Bugatti. Or maybe Ferraris or butterfly doors of a Maserati. Hop with the crew. Hop in the booth and the temperature rises like I caught the flu. Pass me a spliff, I be hitting that shit, now I'm high as the booth. Playing this game, I be going insane and I fill it with pain, that's how I set fire to the roof. Man, I feel holy, taking all the hits like a goalie. Fuck when anybody ever told me, I just wanna be the greatest I can never be, embedded in the memory. I never wanted to be the firmest, bitch, I'm the energy. I got all my tools and I feel like a weapon. Shoot when I hop in the session, I move from the 345 to the 407 just so I can go send them to heaven. What would I miss when I get what I wish? Will it ever be really enough? Will I carry the weight on my shoulders? I drop it for me to be less than a ton. I've been dealing with trauma for so long, it's the only thing making me hold on. It's the only thing making me grow. No, I don't give a fuck, so everyone knows I'm not afraid of people I'ma be honest, I wanted to share to the world so they can admire my pain. I'm not afraid. I'm rapping this shit so they feel the same. Passing the maze as a battle, go pick up your paddles, cause I'ma be setting a wave. I'm not afraid. You ain't no bitch. So I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Whoa. So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That one
Awesome.
was a process to make.
Seriously, I mean, now, did you edit this video too?
So yeah, how can I put this in a nice way? Okay, so so when we first started making the music video, it was when I went to the Cayman Islands.
Okay.
One of my godmother's son, Cottrell.
Godmother's son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Godbrother, I think would be the term. I never heard it before, but he has a studio in Grand Cayman called Keep Creative Studios, and so we filmed at first with using his Red camera.
Wow.
And
man.
yeah, it was like using like a big green screen room.
Yeah.
And
That's what it looked like, yeah.
yeah, and we were also recording like in a parking garage, and then we didn't really have enough clips to work with. So I was just like, look, send me what we have made in Cayman, and it's like a terabyte of data because all in like 4K. I think he might have recorded in 8K, but it's just so much footage. And so I was just like, okay, let me record the rest of it in Tallahassee. So that's where Max Warren comes again into play. And the beat was produced by So's Beats. Shout out to him. He's a really cool guy. And I think we started recording in August of 2021, and it just took a while to really just kind of get the thing moving. And so I was just like, okay, I'll finish off the editing, and that took me like maybe a month or two to do, and that's the final result.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I want to listen to that first part with Keith Andes talking real quick.
He's done things where he talked about his depression. Give speech. Everything is all. That's why I say he's free. That's an artist. He's not free.
That is awesome.
that was-
that is, isn't that the night that I met you?
I think that was
That
the
is
night.
absolutely the night that I met you. I vividly remember him saying
I think
that.
I vividly remember. Yeah, it was. Keith
That's
always
awesome.
Keith always has like a thing. Like production's one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but Keith is always in service of what the artist is actually trying to convey to its
Right.
audience. And when I heard the first time when he said he knows who he is, he's not afraid, I'm like, I'm afraid of a lot of things.
Yeah, right?
But it's more so like I don't mind if if I get very vulnerable in the subject matter that I talk like with each song. This song is a hype song. Don't get me wrong, but
for sure.
there's also kind of like there's also kind of like doubt once you get to the bridge and get to the next chorus. You kind of get that kind of sense.
Gosh, that's an awesome
And
song.
so I love Keith because he's always just like, you are a good artist because you understand what you want out of your craft and like how to like how to like put it together.
Say that.
He understand like he what did I say? he likes me as an artist because I understand fully how to like convey myself. It's a better way of putting it.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
A good author is only as good as the ink that he puts on the page. Like you have to be able to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Like delivering is the most important part. And delivering could be when we talk about delivering, it could be about actually putting out music. It could be about walking what you're talking. It could be about a lot of things. And honestly, I think the word deliver is too specific of vocabulary. It's just do. Like, you have to do it. You have to actually make it.
Yeah.
You can't be nervous. It's okay to be it's fine to be nervous. But you can't let the decision come from nervousness. Because if the decision comes from nervousness, then guess what? It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Like, I feel like too many people listen to that, which is like, it's to say I feel like too many people listen to that is such a crazy thing to say, because that's like the most known thing ever. Like, this isn't anything special that we've come across. It's the principle of people are nervous to do things. And with music especially, man, I mean art, right? But music especially, because I mean every song is you. Yeah. Every song is you. It could be the deepest song, like one about your ex or and things, or it could be, an EDM house song about how long it takes bacon to cook. Like, every single song, somewhere, somehow, some way, is a part of that person. Yeah, exactly. And that EDM song about how long it takes bacon to cook, I can't imagine that's a super personal song, but there's something about that song that made that artist, that producer, go, I want to make this. Like, as stupid or silly as the song is, there's something in there that they decided maybe it's the beat that they really that they connect to, and they make a silly song out of it, or maybe it's the fact that it's just a fun song, and that's deep on its own level, where it's like, not every song needs to be about the most intense things, right? But man, I really like that. And yes, dude, and what a beautiful thing for Keith to say that, for you to get it recorded.
I think I recorded it the next 2 days.
Yeah, yeah, like for you to record what he said, and the fact that I was there for that, because what's cool about that is, ever since I met you that first day, what Keith said was like the only thing that I remembered you as, was like what he said, and then from that day on, I was like, Steen, oh yeah, he's the guy that freaking savant said this about, It's awesome, man. Let's look at another one, man. We got any more music videos?
I only have two currently.
Hey, dude, that is all right. Let's look at a song.
Okay.
This is all from album?
This is all from my first album. It's called Drifting in Limbo.
Okay.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, or I grew a lot of my listeners from performing Pills.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that one here.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, Pills is kind of a hippie hideout favorite of, at least from people who know who I am. Every time it's, Cadence. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see Cadence at an open mic, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be performing Pills, she's like, yes,
right,
it's Pills.
Yeah. No, she's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
Okay, so Pills. Let's see if
it's a very good one.
Let's hit this.
Oh my, whoa, yeah, oh shit. Okay, yeah, I need some pills, yeah. I ain't talking Chinese, I'm talking about antidepressants to help my brain heal, yeah. I need some bills, yeah, to help with the payments for my medications. I'm only here to keep it real, yeah. I only see violence, I just wanna be it. Just wanna beat it and be undefeated. Have all the power I cannot compete with. I'm just a player, I'm nobody's neighbor. You're woefully nothing since we have been greeted. I need some paper, I hear all the takers. Low in the chamber. This ain't no secret. Maybe I need me some medical edibles. Maybe I'm just a fiend. Lately it's been on the daily since I had a fix. A puzzle piece always fits. I need some drugs, smoking the love. Ain't even mad at it, I know I quit it before. Life is so boring, I need the decor. Needed a girl who could take all my problems, I put them in a cup and pour in the ocean for coping. I'm always alone, I could definitely say this is potent. I know it, yeah, I'm feeling really, really high now, yeah. Seeing everybody from the sky now, think I need a pass, need a timeout, feeling melancholy, need a lie down, my drown, doctor says I need a better plan. Popping doses of citalopram. Gotta tell you I am not a fan, but I know I need it cause I need some pills, yeah. I ain't talking Xannies, I'm talking about antidepressants to help my brain heal, yeah. I need some bills, yeah, to help with the payments for my medications. I'm only here to keep it real, yeah. Ay, look at me. Think I need more time in the cookery. Gotta wait longer, no news to me. I do not care for the foolery, you're just a fool of me. Look at me, ayy. I don't care what you do to me, truthfully. I know I need to be locked up till the clock's up. You get clocked up. Yeah, you better get talking about why they be watching me from all the stock and what popped up. Yeah, I know they be logging me, making a mockery, paying a picture that's botched up. Stealing my image, this is a robbery. Property shouldn't be chopped up. Go ahead, do it, I dare. You is a square, get off my block, cuz. Oh, I feel a little something. I'm getting all woozy from all of the milligrams. Oh, I feel a little funny. All of the words that I'm writing are looking like cryptograms. My taste must be tasting like honey grams. I suddenly feel like 100 racks. I'm running laps and I'm going fast. I'm starting first, never finish last. Better run it, never go on plummet. Yeah, I really love it when I'm always in the budget. Never be a puppet even when I'm in the bucket. I'ma keep going even when I hit the bloody summit. Coming back better, forgetting about all my feathers. They be taking every measure, however they will be dead forever. They're going bye by 7. I'ma cut them off like I'm working for God. It's my pleasure. I don't need pills. I need a baddie and I'll be all happy and all in my will. Too much beef like cows in the grass. I'ma take them from the pasture, put them on the grill. I don't want anything run of the mill. Chasing the mills for the grace of the thrill. Got more pain, I'ma put in that game. My propane, I'm the king of the hill. Ay. Yeah, hey. Woo.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like there are three songs from this album.
Okay.
That I kind of really wanted to coincide with each other. It's like there's Therapy, and then there's Room, and then it's Pills.
Therapy, Room, Pills.
Yeah, those 3 songs were basically around pertaining to the time when in 2020 I actually got Baker acted. So Pills, as much as it is a hype song, it's more so kind of me getting introduced to antidepressants.
You and I had a very similar journey.
Yeah, and
2020. Yeah, antidepressants. They're sitting on top of my fridge right now.
But yeah. I stopped taking mine. Fortunately,
yeah.
I just couldn't really do it after a while, and once I got more so into music, it just became a different way for me to cope.
Right.
And so Pills, it was like it's a hype song, but it's also me, also just, 1, dissing my nurses, 2, dissing my doctors. And in the end, it was like I had other things that I can use other than, prescription meds to try and make myself feel better. Mm-hmm. And that entire album is just surrounded with just like, talking like mental health or like, I guess another topic is like my issue was with self-harm. That was a big thing for me back then.
Right.
And when I got more so into music and writing in general became a way for me to, I guess, just rather than, just shouting and all this garbage, I could actually just put something on paper. And it's like kind of journaling in a way.
It is.
They tell you to journal when like you have something in your mind. I hated journaling. But then I
have such a hard time.
Yeah, it's tough. And so especially I get frustrated, especially with writing, because I always have such a hard time, especially with something like something I want to talk about that's like meaningful to me in like an artistic way. It takes me a while, but after a while, and I started writing more, it was like, okay, I'm less stressed now. I finally actually have something in my brain that's been like pounding in my frontal cortex, and now it's on my notes app on my phone. I'm like, all right, now it's time to get $1,000 worth of music equipment, and
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're either gonna spend it on the copay at the doctor's office, or you're gonna spend it on a Focusrite 2i2. Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I mean, I've got both. I've got the copay and the Focusrite. Yeah, I've 2020 was also.
yeah.
I say this a lot when I talk about this to people. COVID saved my life.
Go on.
COVID saved my life because the space mentally that it forced me into was a space that I just needed to defeat, or else it was going to defeat me. Like when COVID happened in 2020, I was back at home, Illinois, senior year of high school. Actually, it was like the last quarter of junior year. It was like the last half of junior year, going into the summer into senior year. That was COVID, and dude, I mean, I just had a lot of shit that I was wrestling with. I've always struggled with mental health, but it was never something that I knew was real. Like, I just assumed that everyone else was as suicidal as I was. Like, I was like, this is normal, right, guys? You know, like, hey, am I the only one that looks in the mirror and hates himself for 30 reasons? Like, but then that's what COVID did was it forced me, like, as I'm a super social person. I love people. I love my friends. I love, like, in high school, I was just super active. Just bunch of extracurriculars, friends, you know, dances, parties, stuff like that. COVID gone, right? I am in my house by myself, right? Forced to battle with what I've been avoiding for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean when I say COVID saved my life, is because if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have been brought to that brink of whatever I was dealing with. And then that's when my mom stepped in and said, you know, maybe there's something to this. Like, maybe there's something else that we can do for you. So I met with my doctor and whatnot, and we did a couple tests and this and that. And I've told the story on the pod before, but the doctor came in, and it was after I did tests and stuff, like tests like, you know, how do you feel, blah, 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 right? Stuff like things like that.
Yeah.
And the doctor came in, and she is holding what I assume to be like the results, and she looks at me and she says, How old are you? I said, 18. She said, I want you to know right now how absolutely proud I am of you, because people who score the way that you score don't see 18. And I was like,
damn.
I was like, wow.
That is a
wow.
tough.
And I've just been raw dogging that for like 18 years.
Wow.
What I thought was normal was to her a crazy statistic. So I got the medications, started them. it's an odd relationship with them even now.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
Which one did they get you on?
They put me on citalopram, Atarax, and vitamin D vitamin D medication.
Okay, gotcha.
For me it was I was on in 2020. It was my first semester in college.
Gotcha.
And I have skin problems.
Okay.
Like I grew up with it, like just acne. So
Okay.
I've tried every like aloe or
Sure.
like a little like I think it's like
Topical stuff.
oxycycline, I think it's called, or
Yeah.
doxycycline. That didn't really work. So I got onto what's called Accutane or isotretinoin.
Oh yeah.
And that's like a very heavy medication. That's
Very.
a lot of people use that as a last resort, really. And it gets its results. Dries up your pores, makes you turns into a vampire. You can't go outside for a very long period of time, or else your skin just peels off. Your lips become incredibly like chapped.
Okay. Wow.
It
really just dries.
Yeah,
it kind of just dries you out.
It just dries you out, and
It's like that episode of SpongeBob. Water. Yeah,
pretty
that one.
much.
Wow.
Like I would carry like 2 sticks of chapstick on me throughout the day to just.
You were
use.
dual wielding, man.
Yeah, I was going.
You were dual.
I was
wielding
gung hoing. I was
you were
gung
dual
hoing,
wielding
bro.
the chap, man.
Wheeling the chap.
Shoot, brother.
And so that went on for like I think 6 months. It was June of 2020. So each month I have to go in for like blood work and also get checked with my dermatologist. But the side effect I have taking that medication was like depression. I got
Accutane is a serious thing, man. Yeah.
It's like you can't really do anything about it because you have to sign a bunch of paperwork saying you can't. If worse comes to worse, you can't really. You understand like this might happen, right? And so I can't really do anything about that. But so I think June came around. I had a meeting with my dermatologist. At this point, I had like scars pretty much on my body, and so the nurse like came in and just asked me like questions like psychological questions. Do you feel depressed? No. Do you have feelings of hurting yourself? I said no. Do you do this and this and that? Do you do bad things? I said no. And then I kind of thought about it. I was just like, maybe I should be honest. So I came out clean to her. I'm just like, so when you say depression, maybe I want to change my answer. She's like, okay, what do you mean? I'd lifted my shirt and it's just a bunch of shit. And she was just like, oh, I'm gonna get the doctor. And so doctor comes in. He's just like, okay, we're gonna get you some help. Just wait here for a couple of seconds. I'm gonna make a couple calls. And I'm like, I never knew what the Baker Act was at this point. So at first I was just like, okay, maybe just maybe
paper scrubs.
Yeah, maybe he's just gonna like call a psychologist and give me an appointment or something. I wait 5 minutes later. I get put in cuffs, and I was like, right. Straight off to whatever center they put me in, and it was 6 days I was in there, and it was see, I can definitely say my dermatologist Baker acted me, which is
dermatologist. Wow. Yeah, I mean, because I work in a hospital, and Baker Acts is something that I don't work with Baker Acts, but I work around Baker Acts and whatnot. So it's wow. Okay, so
it was tough.
You went to, what do you call it? A psych?
It wasn't
an institution.
It wasn't like Lamestad.
Training camp.
It's a behavioral center.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was there for 6 days, and my first 2 days I didn't want to talk to anybody, and then over time I was just like, well, I gotta conform, or else I'm gonna probably be here longer. So
I had a couple. I had a couple buddies go to those too.
Yeah. It's a bit draining at first, and I got diagnosed with MDD at that point, and
What
then
is MDD?
major depressive disorder. English, major depressive disorder. Gotcha. Yeah, it's very generalized depression, but it's still bad. And so while I was in there, I was just very anxious, twitchy, and whatnot. They would put me under surveillance after a while because I was just not being a good patient. And then I remember my last day in there, I felt like I was good. Mm-hmm. But it was my last day there, and they brought me in, and were just like, okay, you're gonna have this your last little talk with the doctor. I'm like, okay, fine. I go into the office, and he goes, so how you been? I'm like, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. And then he pulls out a sheet of paper and goes, so it looks like the people on the floor were checking on you like a lot, like almost 5 periods of 5 minutes. Is there a reason for that? And I'm just like, oh, shoot. Well, I had a problem, and it's like, okay, well, is it sorted? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. He's just like, are you sure? And it just had me like questioning. I'm just like, why are you putting me down? Am I going to be here longer? Are you going to tell me? And so I got out of that.
Stop being ambiguous.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got out of that meeting, and I made friends at this point, and so they like see me come back into the floor, and I was just looking at them, at me, and just like, "Are you good?" And just start bawling out and crying, and it's like four of my boys just like gave me a big hug and just like, it's gonna be all right, and so they leave to go get food. I decided to stay, and I was just crying in the corner, and one of the staff come to me and they went, so. Are you David, right? I'm like, yeah.
Are you Steen?
Are you Steen? I'm like, yeah.
Yo, Space was an awesome song. Dude, we know you. That music video was shot so well.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I'm him, and he's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna be leaving today, right? I'm just like, why the didn't you just tell me that? Why didn't he just say that? And so immediately I'm just like stone faced.
He was wanting to surprise you.
I felt like he was trolling. Yeah, like he was just trolling me. Like,
well, I don't know if you're leaving today. You could be, you could not.
I felt so taken aback. But yeah, I got to leave that day. Funny. And after that, I just wanted to get my life together. At this point, actually, I was doing commentary videos, and I took a break from that. Okay. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just chill, try to get my life together. Mm-hmm. Around this time, I got in a relationship. I tried to see my friends more, go outside more. I think that same year I bought myself like a piano. It was like $300 I worked for. And then start of 2021, that's when I started actually like getting the equipment for like to make music and stuff. Right. Yeah. And the first thing I ever wrote was actually a spoken word. It's called Itch. It's actually the first track on that album. And I mean, what I wrote and recorded, it's a very terrible version. Okay. But I mean, it's the first. The first is the first. Right. So, and I showed it to one of my boys. His name's Kevin. And shout out Kai, he's also the guy who is in one of my songs, Don't Do Drugs. And he was just like, yo, you need to like put this out somewhere on like SoundCloud or something. I'm like, all right, fine. And so I did, and then I did another song, and so it just kind of became gradual. I just kept putting out more songs, and they were pretty terrible at first, but eventually I got more into like music production, just teaching myself online, like In the Mix, Simon Shavita. They would just teach me how to like mix in a certain way, different techniques I could use, and so I got more and more used to FL Studio. And now I'm at the point where like people in the commercial music department at Florida State will like hit me up and be like, can you like help me out with my song project? Because awesome. I think you're better at mixing than I am in Pro Tools. And like I don't use Pro Tools, I just use FL. Just send me stems. But it's gone to that point now.
Stems and you can work on whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Being in a more like environment of musicians and like rappers, singers, songwriters, and all that sort of thing. It's it came. I'm always thinking to myself, this all came out of me going through like the worst possible thing I could have gone through in my life.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
it's there's something that Simba, she hosts For Yourself open mic. She said one time, pain brings power. Or I'm paraphrasing. Pain equals power, and I'm just like, all right, because you can experience pain, but it's all about how you bounce back from it, or how you like take that pain to like bring it out to others. Are you going to like just keep putting yourself down and subsequently bring everyone else down, or are you going to like actually pick yourself up and have everyone else help you? And that's how I kind of got up from being like, you know, rock bottom I felt, and like mentally and physically, to now I feel very healthy, as much as I drink a lot, but and it's a great thing that I think I have, like, you know, progressed in. I've gone from knowing nothing about music production and also music video production to now making my own music videos and making songs that I think are pretty good.
Yeah, dude, they're great.
So yeah, and also performing. Like, my first time I performed was in 2021. It's I don't know if you'll cut the like Suva. That was my first time performing before they even renovated.
Oh man, Suva.
Yeah, Suva. and I was like, there's a much more homey environment at first. It felt smaller.
Oh yeah.
And it was a great time.
You said that was before they renovated.
Yeah.
That was before I hosted their.
That was
open
before
mic,
you hosted. Yeah. I was there from time.
Yeah.
And you know, I got to meet a lot more people that way. I think I met like Chill the Poet. Chill the Poet's really cool. So I think his Joe Saza, or I'm messing up his name, but and Cadence. I think I met Cadence there as well.
Yeah. I think that's where I met her too.
Yeah, and it was just I'm so grateful of like the community that I'm in. And especially going into more like hippie hideout as well.
Yeah.
And We the Future movement. I love those guys. As much as like, you know, I'm out of town, I always try to like, you know, hit them up and be like, hey, you want to like do something? Do you have an event to go to or whatever else? Like I feel very invested in all.
Right.
It's all just because, and I can't come from just being in a terrible state of mind. Now I'm here chilling with everyone else. I mean, everyone's got problems, but at least we're, you know, working through it together, you know?
Absolutely.
So.
Dude, yeah. Yeah. Man, dude, that's your story is it's I mean, I feel like everybody's stories are similar in some
sure.
In some way. Yeah, like with the antidepressants and stuff like that. I do remember you either performed it or it was at the lounge, but the song Pills, and I remember hearing that. And at first when it started playing and it was called Pills, I was like, oh, here we go, you know. Another bartard is talking about how
I like me some Xanax.
Yeah, right, yeah, and but no. Then I heard the chorus and I was like, okay, like this is actually refreshing. This is refreshing to hear this perspective and in a song, let alone hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, like for me, I've only been on one. It's Sertraline. I've been on Sertraline for 3 years now, 3 or 4, 3 years now. And I actually just got a gene swab done. And apparently, dude, I was so pissed. Like, I was talking to my doctor and she was like, I'm interested in you trying a different medication because I feel like it's gotten stagnant, you know, because I deny everything that I feel, you know. So I'm like, no, I'm fine. And she was like, no, I think I think you're psyching yourself out. I think there's actually something that could actually help you. I think your body's just gotten used to the sertraline.
Yeah.
And she said we can do a gene swab, and I'm like, what?
What is a gene swab?
I was
actually?
like, I said, what are you gonna do to my genes? And she said, apparently they swab your mouth, and by looking at your genetic code, they can prescribe you the best antidepressant made for you. Like, out of all of the antidepressants that are out there, by looking at your genetic code, they can say, okay, his genetic code is this, which means out of the 50 antidepressants that exist, this one will be the most effective one for him. And I'm thinking, y'all came out with this now? Y'all came out with this now? I've been doing this shit for 4 years. And now
this should have been step one.
Now this comes out now?
God.
Gene swab? Seriously? So I went to, and it sounds like this super science thing. The lady was like, all right, open your mouth, and she just swabbed each cheek. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my God.
Y'all are late. Like, this would have been so helpful like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is wild.
I'm now waiting for those results. But shoot, man, yeah, like,
could have been so much time saved.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Oh God.
So I moved to Florida 2021 because that was the year I graduated high school. Moved to Florida to go to school, and then and I mean, just a lot of stuff happening, girl stuff, life stuff, stuff that really messed me up. I think my depression, it's just all been like existential stuff. Like,
okay,
I've never attempted, but like constant like suicidal. Like, and it's just, I've kind of gotten used to the thoughts, but the doctor says that you shouldn't get used to them. I'm like, okay, fair. I'm like, I guess so. But again, that's just the man in me, right? Where I'm just like, no, it's
nothing.
I'll
take this shit.
Yeah, but the doctor's like, no, I would rather you not think to yourself every day, I'd be better off dead. I'm like, well, you have a point.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, I never had the thought of actually doing that.
Yeah.
I think it was something in me that it kind of just went against my, I guess, core value. It's not something it's for me. I just have it's just self-loathing for me. But I know that the worst thing I could possibly do is go to that extent. Yeah, I can definitely have the mindset of like, maybe this might be good or this not good, but this is what I want to do.
Right. Yeah.
But it's nothing that I ever want to take action. It's not. It's
right.
I don't. It's not for me. I just had like it's just self-loathing. It's just like the closest thing I can do that isn't hurting others,
right?
And ending it all.
Yeah.
It's because one, if I believe if I do that, I'm also hurting others. My mom will be heartbroken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my mom will kill me in the grave.
Yeah. Right. No, like it's. Yeah, you are affecting other people around you more than you could ever that you could have ever thought.
Oh yeah.
And you're also. I mean, this is kind of abrasive, but you're also a coward.
Yeah.
I think you're a coward if you do take your own life. Now, that's the thing. Like, I've never attempted, and I've never thought to attempt, but I had the stage that was right before the actual thinking of it. Like, it was where it's like. It's like you think about it, and it's not the worst idea to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm in the same boat too. I've never even gotten close to even thinking more about it in that regard. And there's been some people in my life that have taken their own life, and it's like they are cowards. It's a hard thing to say. Sometimes it's a hard thing to hear. Sometimes, but I think someone who takes their own life like that in a selfish, it's selfish. And I think you're a coward because it takes strength to go through what we go through, and people always say, "Oh, the strongest thing you can do is reach out to someone," and all that. And it's, it sounds cheesy. Like I remember when people first telling me that, my mom would say, "Well, just know that the fact that you're seeking help means you're strong." I'm like, that's a line from Ninjago. Like I don't I don't believe that, but now it's like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
So I got prescribed that. Time went on, and I've been in Florida for like 3.5 years now. I think 3, yeah. And shoot, man, I mean, a lot's happened, and I my mental health is getting better, I think. And honestly, like, that's something with me, something I'm good at, is being super honest with myself. And it's like, it's no secret, like, my mental health would be a lot better if I wasn't fat, but like, it's just like, it's something that I'm aware of. Like, it's because I feel like there's a lot of people who are physically unhealthy like I am, and it's like they don't care, or they're like, "Oh, I'm fine. It's like, no, I'm very aware of my situation. Like, this isn't a secret, right? Like, I know 100% I would be more mentally sound if I were to lose weight and be more healthy physically. But that's just another part of my mental health, where it's like, exercising is just something I could not be given thousands of dollars to do. Like, I know how good it is for, and honestly, that's probably part of the depression too, where I have no drive. So I'm hoping this gene swab gets back soon. I'm gonna try something new. Because again, like, I'm aware that if I were just to get healthier physically, a lot of these things would be better. I do not want to solve every problem with a pill. Right.
Yeah. This takes Ozempic for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a lot. I get that's a part of I guess being in that state of mind. It's a lot about your insecurities,
Of course.
and for me, I mean, exercise for me, I try here and there. I wish I could be more like doing it more often, because that can at least just get me out of bed.
Sure.
It's like it's like a lot of I think I keep hearing people like just be like, you have to go to the gym.
I know,
it's gonna
dude, yeah.
suck. You're gonna hate it. I'm like, all
like,
right, then why do I want to do
Right.
it?
Exactly.
But it's discipline. It's discipline.
Absolutely.
And it's like, when I got, like, there would be periods of time where I like go to the gym, like go on the treadmill, or like, lift weights or whatnot. Like, I'm not the fittest person alive. Like,
neither,
my cousins are like 6'5" and they're jacked. And there's a term for me. My my family's from Belize. Every time I come home, and I don't eat that much, or as much as I should, whenever I come back home from school, my mother just looks at me and just calls me MAGA, which is skinny. He's skinny body, big head.
Skinny body, big head.
But it's like it's like things like that you really want to try to get into, that would just like, it would just help your state of mind. It's
Absolutely.
just like, okay, this is the stuff that I'm working into, and I feel good. you know, and it's not gonna really, feel nice when you're just doing it, but once you see the end result, then you'll feel much better about yourself.
I think you've also got to find a way to enjoy it while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not like I am not against exercising, but I'm really struggling mentally to even, like you said, like I'm struggling to get out of bed. Not because I'm tired, but because of my mental health.
The day.
Right now, right? Yeah, and it's like, okay, so if I can barely get myself out of bed right now, how am I gonna get my fat ass to a gym around a bunch of hot girls and dudes who are 4 feet taller than me, and work out and feel like a loser, right? It's like it's a battle.
Everyone has started from square one,
right?
Like every time I go to the gym, I'm just like, well, someone in here had to be fat at some point, or skinny at some point. Like it's not just me,
right? And I would be stupid to say that wasn't the case. Like I was going to the gym a couple months ago pretty regularly, and like there were dudes in there, brother, definitely pushing 600. Like
yeah.
And it's like, man, it's just something about me, and I don't want to make excuses for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the fat guy and be like, oh, I'm fine, it's whatever, it's blah blah blah. It's like, no, it's like, I don't, like, let's not feel, because you should never, like, I should never feel like, I should never hate myself because I'm fat, or because someone feels that they're this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference. There's self control and awareness, and you can have that without being disrespectful to yourself. Because as self conscious as I am, I don't hate myself. I don't like. I don't like a lot of my mental health pain isn't coming from what I think about myself. It's just life and feeling stressed and nervous and anxious, right?
So it's very existential. That's what okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That, and
or external.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Right.
dude. Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot like I'll be in here after work. I'll be doing something. I'll be cleaning or whatever, and I'll think, this is as far as I get, like by myself. I don't know, just weird things. But dude, yeah, like it's mental health is something that I do like to talk about on this podcast a lot, because of my history with it, with how important it is. And in our text, you had mentioned Christianity. I want to hear your testimony.
Okay. So I am I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic. If there's going to be somebody talking about it's Catholics, not Christianity, then they could go right ahead. I don't have the heart in me to debate, dude.
That's funny.
Okay, so yeah, I was christened when I was very young. I was christened in St. Mary's Catholic Church in the Falkland Islands. It's where my dad lives, and I was confirmed at St. Ignatius Catholic Church in the Cayman Islands when I was 14 or 15, and around that time and. Like right coming into 2019 when I moved to the States, I was, reading my Bible and whatnot. Right. But after 2019, it kind of flopped. I guess I was just kind of in a different environment, and not a whole lot of people were into it, or I didn't find many people that I vibed with in the Christian community.
Okay.
I went to church, I went to mass and whatnot, and it was all right. And I remember I would bring my Bible with me to school. Even I was in the old Orange County public school system, and it was great. And I would bring my my Bible. I would read my Bible during lunch, and there was like one time I just had it open, and was just reading, and these two kids come up to me, and they're just like, "Oh, what are you reading there?" I'm like, I'm just reading John right now, and they're just like, "Oh, that's cool. Hail Satan." They just walked away and they flipped off. Never saw them again. I just had my fucking mouth open that whole time. I was just like, that just happened.
Yeah.
And so after that, I was like, okay, maybe I should just not read it out in the open or something. And then it kind of just went less and less. Once I got like more into like different kind of crowds, it kind of just fell off. And so when I moved up to Tallahassee, I was like, okay, I don't really know nobody, so maybe I'll find some more friends in the church. And I did. I went to the Catholic Student Union. It was pretty cool guys, and but I mean, we would talk about God. We'd hang out. We'd do activities. We didn't really, but I haven't read the Bible all the way through in my life. Mm-hmm. Like I would know parts here and there, but I never really, read it all the way through for myself. So I tried finding some like other Christian groups on campus. Like there's SCL, and there's this other one that I got involved with for a little bit. It's called Bold. They're part of have you ever heard of the ICC?
No.
Okay, it's like the International Christian Community or International Christian Church or Christian Community. I can't really remember. It's a very controversial church.
Okay.
So I got involved with those guys because they like just ran into me on campus. Like, they just like you go to people, invite them to Bible studies and whatnot, and they really encouraged me to like, try to read my Bible every day, like read through the Gospels and all that sort of thing. And so I would read. I'd do what I can. I was a student after all, so I would try to open it like 15, 20 minutes a day, sometimes even longer if I'm really liking what I'm reading. It was a very difficult thing for me to hang out with these people. For one, it's like I don't mind hanging around people who are consider themselves non-denominational, or in this case I'd probably just define them as Baptists, and they're kind of they're not really traditional, like they're not really into Catholics. Like they respect me, but they're not. I mean, I was told once, like, if I go to your mass, I don't know if I'll be worshiping God. I'm like, okay, that's not, yeah, that's a bit of a thing. So I just kind of talking about God with them more, trying to, pray more. And eventually I was like really just trying to make it a routine. Okay. Which is something I haven't really had in quite some time. So it's at this point I read through the entire gospel, and I think I read halfway through Acts, but there's this one verse there's one book that's right now my favorite. That's Job. Do you know what Job is?
I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Job's the guy who's like he had a bunch of riches and then
everything.
And everything.
Just take him.
Yoink.
Yeah, exactly. You thought it's like I think it's Satan makes a deal with God, just like, okay, he's only worshiping you because you give him all this stuff. What if you just like give him to me? I'll make his life hell. And it's just like, all right, bet. And so yeah, he takes his land, his livestock, his family is dead. His face and like just skin is completely just like it's just messed up, and he needs Accutane.
He needs Accutane.
All Job needed was Accutane. That's all Job needed.
That is wild.
That's all he needed was some freaking some Accutane, man.
All right.
Oh,
He
man.
needed smacky too. That's crazy. But yeah, he was like in the worst state possible. And it's like he did nothing wrong. It's literally
Right,
just
yeah.
like something terrible happened to this person. They did nothing wrong. And he was like, you know, being told like any kind of reason that could have caused this turmoil to happen to him for like his friends that were around him, and he was just like, nah, this ain't it. No, this is
Right.
basically like free me, bro. I did nothing wrong. Free bro, he did nothing wrong. But it was actually the case.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
and eventually it was like Job basically is like cursing his existence, cursing God, being like, I've been trying to get a hold of you. You are not, I don't hear you.
Your voicemail box is full.
Yeah, your voicemail box is full. And I hate you. I rue the day that I think this was a quote, and it just killed me. It was just like, may the day that I was conceived be blackened in darkness. And I was like, that is a hard statement. I cannot think of that in my life. And so it was a very tough read. But at the same time, I was like, this is kind of something I was having trouble with. Because I'm like, I don't even know, like, I don't know why I feel the way I do mentally, or like whatever, you know, stupidness that probably happened to me like in my life. I'm just like, okay, why is this happening to bro?
Right.
And this has kind of been a question amongst Christians for a while. Like it's just a big challenge to the faith. Just like, okay, well, you can say it's God's plan and whatnot, but it's not. It's kind of a lackluster statement. There's nothing you can really gain from it. And so when God finally answered Job, he answered, but he didn't in a way. He said, who is this that speaks to me without knowledge?
Wow.
Were you there in the making of the universe? Were you there when you were making its dimensions? Did you do all this that you see in front of you right now, bro? You ain't about this life. Wow. You're not on my level right now. Right. I don't know why you're even complaining. And I'm obviously doing paraphrasing and making it funny, but you get the gist. It's like he is basically he's in the end saying just chill, like relax.
Right.
I got this. And at first read I was kind of like, all right, how do I take that? What do I do? And I just kept thinking over when I read when I was reading the gospel. It's always about seek God first, and all these things will be given to you. I think it was Matthew 7. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. We don't have any control in the end of what happens to us. But if we trust in God, then we will, in the end, be not just have everlasting life, but also live a good life while we're still here. I think from then on, obviously, I don't live the most perfect life.
Me neither, brother.
But
Man,
yeah.
No one does.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No one does.
When I started going into more into my faith, trying to go to church a bit more, try to read my Bible more diligently, and try to study, it was definitely a push in the right direction, and I think I needed that for some time, because I would always just be at a low point and have to rely on myself to pick myself back up, and kind of putting my faith into more into God. It's kind of like what basically Jesus did for us was he died for us, put sin onto himself for us when he died on the cross. And it was kind of just a weight on my off my shoulders in a way. I still consider myself like Catholic. I mean, I'm a Christian first, but I'm Catholic. Eventually, that group that I was hanging around with, I couldn't really hang out with them anymore because
Christian's Christian.
Yeah, Christian's
And
Christian. Yeah.
Catholic is just a denomination.
Yeah.
But it all leads to. I mean, I'm non-denominational.
Okay,
But dude, I mean, Christian's Christian. God is God, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But I have this is kind of the reason why I left this group. Because eventually they wanted to have me baptized again, and it became kind of like a class. They were putting me through these kind of Bible studies.
What was this, like a friend group or something?
It was a friend group. It was a church group.
Okay.
It was like
they were wanting to baptize you again.
They were wanting me. I mean, I told them I was Christian.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like
what the heck, man?
Like they see,
Jeez,
they see, like, granted, they see it as obviously a personal commitment to God,
right? Sure.
But they also believe that you have to first learn about Christianity or first learn the word and be a firm believer before being baptized. Whereas, Catholics, we obviously do baby baptisms,
right?
And
dunk the baby into the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Sprinkle the sauce on the baby.
The spray bottle.
Yeah, the spray.
During COVID, the priest would put holy water in the spray bottle and
I remember that.
put a scope on it.
It's like spraying a cat.
I know, dude. Yeah, I do. I have to do that to Lars and Larry all the time. Yeah, dude.
God.
Dude, Lars and Larry are christened as hell, dude. Dude, dude, yeah. So so my family's from Italy, but we're not Catholic, which is the weirdest thing, right? Because almost every Italian person is Catholic. I'm sure some of my ancestors were, but yeah, dude, I'm non-denominational, a very standard life in Christ.
Yeah.
It wavers just like everybody else's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And for me, I've never lost it. I've never lost the relationship with God. What I do lose is the motivation. The motivation, the discipline. I have not gone to church in a while, and again, I mean, dude, this is the same thing with me saying it's like, again, something that I take seriously is being honest with myself, and I don't want to beat around the bush. It's the same thing where when I say I'm not going to pretend like some of my depression isn't coming from my physical health. It's the same thing where it's like, I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I haven't been to church in a while.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for it? No. And it's. I mean, part of it is I would like to find a new church. This might sound weird, but the church that I'm going to right now, and the church that I've been going to since I got here to Florida. I know too many people in there, and what does that mean? Church, God, religion, it's a personal thing for everybody.
Yeah,
but it's very personal for me, and I don't care too much for the fact that when I go in there, I have 50 people that I need to greet and say hi and hug and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's a weird thing to say. That's like a huge part why some people even go to church. But for me, I just want to go in and get out. Not because I have things to do.
Yeah.
But because I want to go in and not have to I don't know, dude. It's weird. I just
Okay.
I just want to I want to go. I want to go in
Mm-hmm.
100% focus.
Mm.
No phone, worship,
Mhm.
listen to the sermon,
Mm-hmm.
take it in,
Mhm.
and then leave.
Okay.
And there's something about myself, and this is probably coming from what this is something that's coming from my mental state, but I really don't want to
Mm.
talk to people. I
Mhm.
don't, it's weird. I don't want to mingle in there. I want to be,
Okay.
and I get that that's the whole,
Mm-hmm.
like,
The fellowship. part.
I know
Yeah.
that dude,
Yeah.
100%. I know that that contradicts it.
Mm.
Now, I know that it's something I need to fix, and it's something that it's something that I'm actively trying to
Mhm.
work on. What does that mean? I mean,
Mm.
could it mean I find a new church? Could it mean I need to pray more about it? Like,
Mm.
this isn't something that I'm just gonna let stay how
Mhm.
it is. It's just something I gotta figure out. But I don't know, dude. I
Yeah.
don't
I would
care
say
too much
the
for it.
I would say you can only do so much on your own.
Correct.
When actually pursuing the Lord.
Of course.
You kind of the church itself is or at least the community of Christians is considered itself the kingdom of God.
Right.
And to be part of that community is to be there with God.
Right.
Now
the church is the bride.
Yeah. I would say because I've been in your shoes as well, because I would go to church, do whatever I need to do, listen to the sermon, sing, pray,
Right.
so on and so forth, and then I would leave. And I tried to not have that be the case recently.
Right.
One, because I already have autism and I need to talk to people anyway.
Right.
I need to have that. I just need to, put that into practice.
Right.
But it's also just, it's good to have that, that relationship with people that you'll just be that you'll possibly see every week if you make it routine.
I agree.
And you also just have someone maybe to go to coffee afterwards. A lot of people after church like to get coffee, in my experience.
Yeah.
I don't really drink coffee. I drink Kratom.
I love what do you think was in that cup? It was Kratom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But being part of that community, it just builds yourself up to more in actually going to church more often, and also doing going out, getting involved with people, because even they do events and stuff that you can go out to as well.
I think I'm just anxious, dude.
Yeah.
I really think that's it. The thought of going out and doing stuff.
They don't bite.
Whatnot. Oh, I know, man. It's just something weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of my experience currently. Some of my favorite, dude. I mean, I grew up listening to Lecrae and KB and and Tadashi and Trip Lee and NF, like all of these rappers that are, all of their songs are based on Christianity. Their music still holds up today. I mean, it's awesome. And I've never lost my faith. It's just wavered a lot. But I think that's the case for literally everyone.
Yeah.
That is the downfall of the flesh. Like, that's just who we are. We are the flesh. We live in a secular world where secularism is normal.
Yeah.
And every day is not a fight but a battle, right?
Yeah.
So
I've been trying to actually get more into I guess talking about God in my music. I have before, but
Right.
but kind of in a there's this one song I have called Prayer, and it's kind of me basically questioning, like why do I feel why do I feel sad?
Let's listen to it, man.
Okay.
Prayer. What's it on?
That is on that album. Yeah.
Oh, it's on this one.
Yeah, I think it's the third track.
This is my prayer, God, I hope you hear me. Please help,
like
I'm on a
NF
tightrope, I
right
need
away.
healing. I'm feeling so high, I think I'm gonna die at the rate that my heart's beating. I'm sorry that I've been acting so blind, not going to mass meetings. The things I know have meaning, the things that help my being. Follow your word, be part of your herd, examples of your teaching. What is it I am seeing in myself? What is it that is screaming in my shell? I hope it's not my soul, I only want it holy, not EVRL. At night I hear it yell, from heaven I think it fell. It says it knows me well. I don't want it, bring it down to hell. Play it in a set with all the fallen ones who never know. Thousand in flames, let it know that you ain't playing games. Make it feel what I felt, drown it underneath the seven seas. Lock it up, I'm pleading, begging, I am on my knees. Throw away the key, I say for your sake. Plan or kill it, whatever it takes. I ain't doing great, how long can I wait? I don't know, I'm just out here in my pain. I'm waiting for the day to walk in my grave, cause that's the only time I know if I'm saved, yeah. I'm sorry for yelling, I know that I need to be acting more reverent. I'm coming up with more revelations that soon this just might be the end of it. I don't know about you, but I think it's true, I'm turning a little less heaven sent. I'm working hard to be a better man. I hope this is part of your master plan, I'm all gone. Lord God, feel like my soul torn. Oh, filled up with so much doubt. Losing sight of the one-way route. Searching and learning my role as a scout. Goggles are blurry, I'll figure this out. Think I need a minute, but every time I think about it, I find it's really hard to count. I can't break it down, make it sound easy. Wow, thinking how can I change my thoughts and maybe think more literal. Breathing hasn't been the same since yesterday when I was happy for living another day. I'm on the wrong track, but you know that. So why is it taking so long for me to find grace? You taught me patience, even when I'm frustrated. I'm so angry, second of the 5 stages. Yeah, I'm stuck in, locked up in my cages. I could list all my problems in so many pages. I am always repeating mistakes, wasting the time that I cannot replace. Tell me if I'm just another disgrace. I'm afraid of the day when I have to meet you face to face. I am scared of not being protected by your light, bearing this burden called life. This is my fight to beat. Who am I to be the one saying if anybody's gonna die it's me? I'm so crazy and I'm used to it. It's been pretty hard lately to elude from it. All the scars that I'm getting are ludicrous. I've been looking in my heart thinking, who is this? I'm so tired of being under the dirt. It hurts to think how much I do not have worth. It burns, the table will never ever stay still. It turns on me, I think I may be cursed. It may be worse, the devil is planning to have me go against myself. I can tell by the way he lurks, by the way he works, by the way he smirks, by the way he wants me to go all berserk. He can take away my peace and lock it, run away like a thief from my pockets. This is a snake whose tail I can't shake. Can you help him? Maybe just stop him, pop him. Yeah, I'm getting tired of this. To be honest, I'm going in circles like duck, duck, goose. Gonna go ahead and hit him with the truck room. Getting on my high horse, cluck, 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 woo. This may not be what you wanted, or maybe it is, and that's what you plotted. Doesn't matter, I'm just trying to follow where my heart is. I just wanna go way back to where I started when I was pure, so pure. Back when I wasn't so insecure. Before my depression was mentioned and raised up the tensions, I wasn't in need for a cure. Back when I never wanted any people in my head, they were not worthy for a tour. They were just shut right at the front door. This is my wish right down to my core. But I'm just a patient. Like everybody in this world, this is my playpen. I cannot go inside even when it's all raining. Covered in sin, guilt will always be my form of payment. I guess I cannot say anything except amen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, dude.
It's
wow.
That came from, I remember I started writing that at the start of Lent, 2020. And that was at a point where I was very deep into like just kind of going off the deep end.
What did you give? What did you give up for that one?
Oh, I meat.
Yeah.
Like I was a pescatarian. Yeah, I gave up all meat, no chicken. I had bean burrito taco, bean burritos at Taco Bell. That was my
That was what you ran off of?
That's what I ran off of. Eat protein somehow.
Wow.
And so, but yeah, I mean, that is obviously from a much darker place.
Yeah.
And now I've been trying to get more into kind of talking about him at a quiet level when it comes to writing, because I don't want to like just hit it home, you know.
Right.
I mean, there's one song, on my EP. If you guys want to go listen to it, you can go ahead right now. But it's there's a song in there called "Thank God," and that would probably be the most preachy song I've ever came out with, talking about God. And it was like, when we wrote that, or when I was writing that, I was like, you know, just thinking in the shower, and I was like, all right, cool. And then my friend Max Warren was like, hey, I need a song done in 2 days. Can you do it?
Oh my gosh.
Because all these songs on this EP were like for his course. So he would always just hit me up and just be like, yo, I need a song ASAP. What do you got? And I'm like, all right, let's go to the studio. And so he just put it down some chords. He'd get some background singers and it'd be like, you need to be finished with your chorus and verse in 2 days. And I'm like, all right. And so I made that, that song, there's a bit of, I guess, recognition that I have like turned back a little bit for quite some time, but in the end I'm thankful because I'm here inevitably because of him, because of God. And it's I have a much more loving attitude towards people now. I've found.
Man.
And I mean, there's I guess in a way I've because of that become less angry or like more, at least the need to be aggressive is not exactly all there. There's this one verse I remember, it's 1 Corinthians 13:2. If I have the gift of prophecy, or I'm paraphrasing, if I have the gift of prophecy and have all knowledge of all mysteries and have all faith so as to move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. And I think when I was first getting into Christianity, I was definitely you know, kind of like, oh, I don't know. What are you talking about? What are you saying? I'm not a Christian. You're not a Christian. I don't know. What are you? It's more divisive. I was a lot more divisive and wanting to be confrontational. But now I'm just like, look, man. I like all love to you. You can say whatever you want. Yes. You can like you. That's maturity. And in the end, we're all chasing after the same thing.
Of course.
And I think if we just if we look at like everyone else as like enemies and not just seeing like we all have problems and we can just sit through it, that's the Christian way. That's the Christian way of doing it. Just don't see people as problems, sit with them.
Something that So I'm 21 years old now, and I'm gonna be 22 in like a week or so. And something that
you're 22. Are you going to be 22?
Going to be 22, yeah.
Damn, I'm 23.
Okay. How old did you think I was?
I thought you were my age.
Close.
Okay.
But something that, as I've matured, and I'm going to be continuing to mature because there's no way this is peak maturity yet.
Yeah.
Something that I've really, if you were to ask me, what is you? Like, what is the thing that you put at the highest importance in your life? And for me, in the last 3 years of going through the hell that I've been through with college and girls and people and mental health and just all this shit that I've been through. The most important thing for me is grace.
Okay.
And that is something that I never thought I would put on such a high regard. Like, and I'm not saying that I used to think grace is stupid. I'm just saying, it's not something that I ever thought would be the most important aspect of my life. But as I've gotten older, which is choice words coming from a 21-year-old, as I've gotten older, and I've met more people, and I've met more personalities, dude. Like, you have to approach every single second of your life with grace. What does that mean? For me, that means an unending amount of patience for whomever, whatever. Patience, love, and what you just said is, the Corinthians verse. Dude, that's a nail on the head right there, because it's just something that I've become proud of myself for maintaining, something that I could actually look at myself and say, you know what, like, you said you would and you did it. Is just continuing to kind of have patience. And it was something I really had to practice, something I had to work on. And working in the hospital, I've got a lot of people coming up to me with issues, things that I did that they didn't like. How come this thing is this way? Wouldn't it be better if it was that way? Blah blah blah. Working in medical medical supply chain, it's like everybody has the answer, but it's like no. But it's funny because I could approach those situations with no, you're wrong, blah blah blah, this that. But I found that I get so much more joy, even when someone comes up to me and says the way that you did this is stupid, which happens to me daily. I find so much more joy in saying, in asking them why, hearing them, and then explaining to them why I did it this way, and almost kind of like kill them with kindness. But it's also not. I'm not trying to be vindictive either. It's just patience, man. With strangers, people, everything. So I agree, man. Love, leading with love, and leading with grace. I mean, it is the easiest thing to lead with love. I mean, I think it's easy. I think it's a choice that people make, and the people who don't have that approach to life, it's not that they can't, it's that they don't want to, or there's something in their life that has hindered them from expressing like that.
Like for me it was hard. For me it was definitely hard because I'm like, okay, what does it actually look like? I'm not talking about like, it's like how I love, like, say, my girlfriend. Sure. I mean like love for like just anybody, because
for everybody. Yeah,
exactly. Which it sounds easy putting it into words, but for me, it's like, it's not just loving your friends, your family. It's loving those.
It's loving everybody.
It's loving even the people you don't like.
Yeah.
Like maybe your exes, as much as they don't like you.
Yeah.
As much as they don't love you.
I know what that. I know what that shit.
But it's like
like
it's that kind of love where it's just like, look, it's like we may not be, we're completely different people. We don't agree on a lot of things, or maybe we do, but I still have that like love towards you that wishes the best for you. And I have definitely over the years have not been that way. Maybe I'll just say it as a meme, just like, cool, good luck.
Right.
Wish you luck. But now I'm just like, look, I just want the best for you.
It's so much, dude. It's easier. right?
It brings on less problems.
To lead with to lead with love.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. It's
I mean, the end result is much easier.
It's so much easier, dude.
I remember, I think there's this one book, I think it's called, I can't remember the book.
The Bible?
Not the Bible. I think it's Dostoevsky's book. It's a book. And it's like, it was a book about Jesus being imprisoned by Satan.
Okay.
And Satan in this case was called, I think, the persecutor, or he was just like watching over Jesus as he was imprisoned, and he would just be like, "You're the reason all this bad stuff is going on. You're everything you're doing is wrong," and then Jesus says nothing, obviously, and he's just sitting there, and as Satan goes on, eventually Jesus responds, not with the words, but actually kisses Satan on the lips.
Wow. Okay.
And what was Satan's response to that? He's like, he opens the door, he tells him to leave.
Okay.
Like, get out, do not return. And I was like, okay, if your response to like ridicule is love, then that ridicule is just gonna bounce back. You can't, or it's going to want you to like be out of their atmosphere, or like their environment. That, or like it's going to want to, or it'll basically get you away from that state of mind. Like, I guess the evilness of the world, it'll just be out of your life pretty much if you live in love. I'm stuttering like hell.
Bro, you are good. I have Tourette's, and stuttering is my main tick, dude.
But yeah, just live in love, and evil will surpass.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I learned from that story. It was very powerful for me, because
sounds like it.
I just I hate being hit with. I hate being hit with like just stuff that puts me in a tight spot.
Of course.
But then like Jesus is such a G, just like, okay,
right.
Now what?
That's funny, man. Dude, hold on.
Oh yeah.
What is this? What is this? What is this, dude?
Pierce, I got my friend Pierce over there. Pierce, submissive and breedable. Oh wait, he has got his AirPods in. So yeah,
What the hell is this?
So that was one of those. Like how we're going to that right after talking.
I found it, and then you started talking about God, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait.
That was a much earlier time in my music career. Me and my friend, we were just hanging out, and just like, all right, let's make a goofy song. It's called "Submissive and Breedable."
That is something.
It is definitely something. I am not. I do not claim to be a Christian rapper.
That's funny, man.
The topic interests me, and I'm definitely in there. I'm definitely a Christian, but there are points in my life.
That's funny.
There's also Life Sucks. Yeah, you're in my much earlier catalog.
Get down, life sucks. Drink, proud, don't do drugs. Broken hearts, flex. Don't stress, hear me, basement, lost in the fog, if I had one, clouds, lost, Keezer, submissive and breedable, party in the house, purple haze, insane, and then now we're in the modern.
Now we're in
That's funny.
Yeah, I think everything. That's funny. Album and my first album and afterwards is a lot more conscious.
That's hilarious. Hey, when did this one come out?
222.
Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago?
Okay.
I'm going to say 3 weeks ago.
And then when did Fortitude come out?
That came out in June.
June? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of want to I want to listen to 222 since it's your most recent one.
222 is like it is definitely It's an ignorant song. I'm not gonna lie.
It's an ignorant song.
It's definitely an ignorant song.
How come?
It took me a while to write that one.
Okay.
But it's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Baptized in the blunt smoke, feel it cutthroat when the sun don't shine. But you don't know who the gun for, but you done for. If you're gonna hit my lung 4 times, my front door with the gung ho, with your front thumb, gun smoke on my left wrist, and I hit with the right, puncture your brain, then I pop with the 9 times for a drill. Up every word to the shot, I'm motherfucker, put your head up to the clouds. I let my arms surrounded by clowns, wow, scaring them right at the mouth. I carry the boom to shake up the house. You think you could use my keys? I'm laying down every brick. Count up your Q's and P's on me. If you don't get an ounce of them, you better zip. Ay, I'ma try to make a living, spit lyrical kung fu. The elephant in me is going shit. You dumb fools, you dumb goose, sticking even under the sunroof and turning to mushrooms and getting me high like I'm sick of the many. The acrobatics I'm spitting are spreading all over the map. Stick with the semi, I'm automatic when I'm in the vicinity. You will match. Ay, toss me a coin and be like your money investing in BTC. You think that I'm rapping annoyingly till I return you some commas in ETC. I could go on and on. You better get out of my galaxy. My gravity will be torn. Your battle, my mentality will be throwing up. Treat you like a fucking truck to feel me. I'm going around. Don't ever tell me to down my route. Ain't no comparing me pound for pound. Keeping my status a champion. You just be chilling in copper. Stick up my chopper and study my market. Then lead through the doorway and block up. Two, you need 40. Tools. You can make me move. I'm not gonna lose. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I be stacking my beats, every bar's a 10. You alum in the meg. How much for your life? And I'm in the leg. I'm taking on every itty bitty little piggy that be chilling in my pen. Taking that hustle in the chest. Bitch, I'm a different type of fucking animal trying to get checked. You were just bitch made. Mid cake, you will get baked. Dead weight, you will sink. I'ma go cook your ass in the fish flakes. Eyes open, better look. Not in attention, my boy, that's a mistake. Line up and give us a loot. I'ma be giving everyone a sick fade. Listen, this for you and me. Yeah, I'm on my keep creative thing. I'll start a mutiny. I'ma put the 345 engraved up on the Cuban link. Island boy up in my blood, my country look to me. I do this shit like in the UFC. Everybody wanna fight fair. I be chilling underground, setting them uppercuts, giving nightmares. Pull up on a minute touch, get a little buzz, it's gonna be a light year. I be in it for the rush from a little gush when I'm up in the high 10. I gotta do what I must, even if I chuck everything in my spirit with the camera on. Testing my grit like it's Ramadan. Can't be stuck, I'm a vagabond. Don't give a fuck about Babylon. You cannot own me, bitch. You cannot fold me. That's gonna be a new low for ya. I am on the attack on your OBI. Two, you need 40. Tools, you can make me move. I'm not gonna lose, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I gotta bring up the segue again. Just like
dig
us
that.
talking about guns, and all of a sudden, what's
That's
this? What's submissive and breeder?
That's so funny, man.
But yeah, that song was
a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks
Cool,
ago.
man.
Yeah, I performed that. I think hippie first, and then I performed it at the Free Yourself open mic.
Okay, cool.
That one, I've been trying to talk a bit more about my country as well.
Yeah, please.
So it's called I refer to it as the 345, the Cayman Islands. It's a little tiny dot in the middle of the Caribbean. What was the bar I said? I'm going to put the 345 engraved up on a Cuban link. And then I also said, what was it? I'm on my keep creative ting. I'll start a Mutiny. Mutiny is a clothing apparel in Cayman. Made by Josh Pearl. He's one of the biggest rap artists in Cayman. And then Keep Creative Studios. That's the people who made my first music video. Okay. It is a really chill place to be at. I mean, I lived there
awesome, man.
17 years straight.
I mean, you were born there?
I was born and raised there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very tiny island. I mean, I moved to Florida, I think 2019, but living there, it gets boring after a while, I'm not going to lie. It's very much a tourist island. There's only so many beaches, there are only so many places to snorkel, places to drink, and party at. Everything kind of just feels the same after a while, but it is beautiful. I love going there. I haven't gone there in, I think, in 2 years, but it's very, very, very significant to me because, especially culturally, It's not very well known part of the world. I think they're very known for maybe like tax evasion, but
Yeah, I mean, every single like CSI show I've ever seen, it's like, he's got a couple bank accounts in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, every Mall Cop as well. They did a Mall Cop.
That's so. I love Mall Cop, dude.
It's a part of it's definitely a part of us that we're trying to like negate,
right,
or like step away from. But it's definitely a tourist island.
So
yeah,
where on here are you from?
So I'm lived in the Capital District in Georgetown.
Okay.
We don't have nowhere in Cayman we have city status. It's only districts.
Okay.
So Georgetown, I live on the west side.
You have a place called Hell.
Yeah, we do have a place called Hell.
Why?
It is like Hell is basically.
It's called Hell. What the hell?
Hell is basically
what the heck,
an
dude?
Attraction that we have that's just pure rock, and around it is like mangrove and like trees and stuff.
Okay.
But it was like a place where like flames, like it's just infernal hell, and it just like all turned into stone and rock.
And right, so sticking with the theme, that Hell, obviously right next to Hell is the Cayman Turtle Farm.
Oh yeah.
What the?
Okay.
Do you understand how funny that is? That right next to Hell, it's like, oh yeah, we got Hell and the Cayman Turtle Farm. Come by, turtle.
So it's stew turtle is the national dish of the Cayman Islands. Yeah.
Stew. Okay, turtle stew.
Turtle stew. Yeah. It is it's very good. It's very tender. So we have that with like rice and peas, cabbage, maybe some cocoa bread and plantain. Stingray City.
That's a cool name.
It's pretty chill.
This looks like a map of Universal. Like it has the coolest attractions. Like I feel like I'm looking at a map of like SeaWorld, Cayman Turtle Farm, and then on your way over there, go to Stingray City. You can stop by Rum Point. Get yourself a drink, and then this, the sand bluff is the wave pool, and then settle down at Old Man Bay.
Old Man Bay, yeah. And 7 Mile Beach is also west side, yeah.
Oh my gosh, 7 Mile Beach, dude.
It's more like 5 miles, but it's 7 Mile Beach.
This really does just look like a map of SeaWorld or something. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a very chill place.
That's
North
Sound. What? Why is it called Sound?
So a sound is like how do you put it? Like say there's a shore,
right,
and it like keeps going like this. That's basically what's in between that is a sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I didn't know what it was at first either.
So Grand Cayman is
Grand Cayman. That's where I live, and then there's Cayman Brack and Little Cayman.
Wait. This is Grand. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize that. And then Cayman Brack and Little Cayman.
Yeah. Cayman Brack I went to when I was 14 for my confirmation retreat. That was very cool.
Do those also have like towns and stuff, or are these just islands?
They do have towns. They're not as like populated as Grand Cayman is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get some people who are like native to Brack.
Right.
We call them Brackas. And then Little Cayman, I don't think we have a name for them, but yes, people still live there. But Grand Cayman's the most developed. All the cruise ships go over there, and all the tourists.
Both you and Pierce are from Georgetown.
Yeah. For those of you who don't, my friend Pierce, he is he's sitting right there in the chair. We're both from Grand Cayman, born and raised.
I want to see where it is in relation to the U.S.
It's south of Cuba.
South of Cuba.
Yeah.
Okay.
South of Cuba. So it's like maybe an hour and a half flight from Orlando to Cayman. Yeah. Okay. It's very tiny.
Wow, it is.
Yeah, it's very tiny, incredibly tiny. Yeah.
Wow.
We almost got hit with the hurricane that just passed. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. most detrimental hurricane was
Yeah, tell me.
Hurricane Ivan in 2004.
Seriously.
Yeah, that wiped us off the map, basically.
Wow.
I had to go to New York for a short period of time.
New York.
Yeah.
Why on earth New York?
That's a great question.
You could have just gone to like stop by Georgia or something.
I think we just needed to get as far away
You know
from
what?
there as
Screw
possible.
it. Let's go to Canada. Yeah. Okay.
But
so
apparently I
Cayman
went to
Island
school
right
in New
there.
York for a little bit, like
Okay.
not even that long, but yeah, we came back and like our house was just flooded and it was terrible.
Wow.
But yeah, since then we got a lot more developed. Like our structure is actually hurricane proof to an
Okay.
extent.
That's cool.
So it's very good. Yeah.
Okay, so you're like right there.
Yeah.
Any like what's the Mexican population?
Mexicans. I don't think we do we have Mexicans in we don't are there Mexicans in Cayman? Yeah, there are plenty of Mexicans, right?
Like
We got
I
yeah,
mean
it's a fair amount. Yeah.
yeah, because like I'm looking at the map and like Mexico is the
Yeah.
closest thing other than Cuba
Yeah, so the Mexicans,
and
Belizeans,
and Jamaica.
yeah, Hondurans, Jamaicans.
I mean, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, we got so I have some of my best friends are from Honduras.
Yeah.
My cousin's wife is from Nicaragua, and then the first settlers of the islands were like they came from Jamaica. I think it was the Bawdens. Isaac Bawden. Isaac Bawden was the first to inhabit, and it was also around that time turtling was a big part of our culture as
What is
well.
that?
It's poaching turtles.
Oh shit! What?
It's the main source of protein.
Yeah. Isaac, what?
Isaac Bawden. But yeah, it's a very mixed
Yeah,
population.
I mean, dude, it's like right in the middle of like
Yeah.
5 major. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean, I'm not ethnic. Like, I don't have heritage in Cayman.
No?
I mean, most of my heritage is from Belize and the Falklands on my dad's side.
Where are those?
Belize is to the west. It's south of Mexico, southeast border.
Ah, gotcha.
And then the Falkland Islands, that's southeast of Argentina.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, near Antarctica. Yeah. So,
So
I've been
your
going there all my
parents
life.
are born and raised Cayman?
My mom is born in Belize. She was raised in Boston.
Uh-huh.
And then my dad was born and raised in the Falkland Islands. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm island boy through and through, pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
There's no escaping it.
Don't you don't have to call yourself that.
No, it has a bad connotation nowadays,
That's
but
funny.
I am. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that much heritage myself, but my family before me has a lot of heritage. But I was born here. I was born in Illinois.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
What part of Illinois?
central, like my
Chicago?
town.
Or
No, Chicago's like
That's north- that's north, isn't
northeast border.
I don't know my states.
No, so I was born in Illinois. I was born central Illinois, and like literally zero. Like the town that I lived in, I didn't even live in the town. I lived 2 miles, 3 miles away from the town. I lived on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the house that we have there. Like when I go home and stuff, like that's still the house. But I live right where like the O is, and the town that I lived next to, population 1,500. Like what's the population of the Cayman?
60,000. I think it might
Goodness.
be. Think about it. Yeah.
Wow.
It might
yeah.
be around 7. It's like a 30-mile long island as
Yeah.
well. Or
No,
maybe
right,
a bit
yeah.
less than 30, but yeah, it's pretty small. And then the Falklands is much bigger. It's 4,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Or I
like
think maybe 3,000, but yeah.
like
smaller.
right there. Like
Was that the- wait,
Chicago.
Was it 68? 68,000. Okay.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is- Wow.
Yeah.
Chicago's right there. So there's like when I say I'm from Illinois, everybody says Chicago, but you've something that people don't realize. Chicago and Illinois are basically their own state. Like
Really?
like Chicago is so un-Illinois. It's like its own state, really.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere else outside of Chicago is all the same.
Yeah.
Chicago, like when you look at like the political voting trends, Illinois is a blue state.
Yeah.
But when you look at where those votes came from, there's a small blue there's a small blue dot on Chicago. The rest of the state is red.
Red. Oh, wow.
And it's a blue state
That's funny.
because the population of Chicago is so large. But I was born there, and then but my family before obviously before I was born, they lived in Sicily, Sicilia. They lived in Palermo.
So you're Italian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to call Sicilian Italian, but I mean,
yeah, I'll let it slide. But yeah, so Palermo, Sicily is where my family's from.
Okay.
And my great grandfather Celestino Salufo moved here to, for the American dream, and I've been inheriting some of his stuff, and it's been a really nice journey heritage wise.
Yeah,
but dude,
I mean, when I got to learn more about my family, I even did like the 23andMe thing. And like I have family from majority of them are from Belize, but some of them are coming back to like the Mayans. Like my great grandmother was Mayan. She passed away recently. Actually, she was 93 or 96.
Wow.
And then we have other. They go back as far as like going Portugal and parts of Africa like Nigeria. And I remember posting my results on my Snapchat story, and one of my friends just hit me with, "What do you mean you're 22% African?"
Yeah, yeah, dude. You and I have this. You and I have the skin complexion of a Clorox white.
Yeah,
like, we are so white.
Yeah, but
you're not.
I'm mixed. I mean a lot of
You're
my
a
family is
cocktail,
just
man.
very cocktail. Yeah,
You're
mixed.
a cocktail, man.
And so yeah, but like
That's awesome.
then 60% is like European, Scandinavian.
Oh, right.
Yeah, my dad's side it was like they were whalers, they were Viking. So
Whalers, turtlers, y'all are taking out the whole ocean, aren't you? Y'all are making soup out of everything, man. Shoot, brother.
God,
that's funny, man. Well, dude, we're gonna wrap things
for
up.
sure. Yeah,
this was such a fun episode, dude.
Yeah,
I
it was fun for me
really
too.
appreciate you coming on. I really appreciate Pierce letting us talk for 2 hours. I really appreciate my cats not completely destroying your shoes.
No.
And I appreciate the fight that Pierce was fighting for Steen's shoes. Don't think I did not see that. That was valiant.
Oh, you were fighting for my shoes?
And,
It was almost a losing battle.
yeah. And don't worry, I'm gonna discipline my cats after this. I'm going to eat their shoes when you guys leave. I'm going to eat both of their shoes.
Righto.
And poop in their litter box. Thank you so much for coming on, Steen.
Of course.
Is there any music that's coming out soon or anything that you're working on?
I'm glad you say this because you had Deansy on not too long ago. Yeah, we're working on a song.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so we're, that'll be coming out soon. I got another track as well with Chief
excited.
Minosa.
Yes!
Hopefully very soon.
I love that dude, man.
And then another
love
single
that guy.
coming out. So we're going to try and get this stuff flowing out by the time the fall starts.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, yeah, take a listen to my EP. Sure, any links
What's
will
the
be in the
EP
description.
called?
Be called Fortitude. It's
You're
on all
right.
platforms.
That's right.
Yeah.
There. Awesome, man.
Just give that a listen and it'll be great.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can find the Something Cafe on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Amazon, YouTube, and the socials: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. And links in the description. Links to all of Steen's music will be in the description as well. So just go ahead and mosey your way on down below the episode title, and you'll be able to find all of the links to all of his music. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you stopping by the Something Cafe.